Well, hello everyone. We are back. We are back for another Psychic Sunday.
Welcome,
Are
everyone.
you guys ready?
We have to be really quiet.
Yeah, we're in a quiet mood because the solar flares burned our brain, our skin, our souls to a crisp because it's constantly over 100 degrees every single day.
Yeah.
Are we going a little crazy?
I think we're losing it.
We're starting to lose it a little bit.
I think summer's a month too long.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little like, where can we go to get out of the sun?
And then as soon as you're out of the sun, you're going to go, my God, it's freezing over here.
Well,
After about
I've been thinking about Denmark. I actually want to go to Denmark because I feel like it would be, what, a balmy 68 degrees?
About 70 degrees.
Oh, my God. Thank you, Erica Pastori Merriweather. And
August?
she's
August
in the
11th,
house,
yeah.
and she is the resident astrologer, moderator extraordinaire, Virgo. If you guys have any questions about astrology of any kind, you have to get a reading from Erica. She's amazing.
Yeah, you know what? Before I forget, last time I wanted to say thank you. You know, I got a gift in the mail from one of our viewers. And I won't say the names because I don't want to embarrass them, but they know who sent it to me. I got this package, and in it, I'm like, okay, I didn't know. I thought it was something from, maybe I ordered from Amazon.
Right.
But then I saw this really sweet happy birthday message because I am a summer baby, Leo sun, Scorpio moon, Virgo rising.
You were born in the summer of love.
I was, absolutely. So they sent me a Scooby-Doo commemorative coin. Check this out.
Oh my God.
How cool is that?
Look at that, you guys.
Thank you so much for that. What a sweet, sweet surprise. I really, really love it. And it's going to go, I think I'm going to put it on one of my crystal altars.
Yeah.
Because I think, you know, speaking of altars, so thank you. It was so sweet. My birthday is on August 20th, and it was just a great early birthday present. And I love it. I've never seen them before. I have not treated myself to buying a bunch of Scooby-Doo merch. People always say, well, what made you become a psychic? Well, first I was already psychic at 7 or 8, and then I started watching cartoons, and then I was noticing, this is the actual truth, guys. If you guys watch on our YouTube channel, if you scroll down, you'll see this kind of illustrated video of when I had my first psychic experience at 7 years or 8 years old. And then I was at home watching Saturday morning cartoons, and that's when I discovered Scooby-Doo, and that's when I started seeing people talking to spirits or looking at crystal balls, or there would be an episode just like that Headless Horseman episode we talked about in the Paranormal Road Trip, where people were throwing tarot cards. And that was my actual first, what's this mean? My first step
Introduction?
into? Yes. You know what this means, right?
You know, I loved Scooby-Doo when I was a kid too, and I thought I was the only one that really loved it, but I think there was more kids that loved it. They just didn't talk about it as much.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about He-Man and other things.
Yeah. Well, that was a little bit later, but let's not geek out too much. But thank you for the birthday present. Got any other Leos out there? Who's an August birthday? I'd love to hear. Put it in the chats. We'll say hello to you and an early happy birthday.
Well, you guys, last time we were here last Sunday, you guys did something very special, and I would like to repeat it again. So we asked all the healers in the house at the time, towards the end of the 2-hour episode, to announce what they do.
Yeah.
And if they wanted to put their link, they could.
Yes.
And it was, if you do anything in the healing arts, or you do anything in the medical community, anything to do with healing people.
What if they fix cars? Why can't they? If you're a mechanic, you can put that in there.
Well, now you just ruined it.
I ruined it?
Yeah.
I didn't ruin it for the would-be mechanics.
Yes, but now it makes no sense, because now we're going to get painters.
No, but here's the thing. Check it out, because our audience, who are the metamystic audience,
off on the wrong foot. Riz and I are like this tonight.
If on our audience, right, are such a wide, diverse group of people that do a lot of things. See, I've always said that you don't have to be a healer, like a energy worker or a psychic or a medium, to be a healer. You can be an accountant and be a healer. I'd rather have an accountant.
And you're correct.
I'd rather have a mechanic who watches a show like Metamystic Podcast.
Yes.
And go, I want to bring my car to them.
So here's how we're going to combine both opinions. Watch this, everybody. Yes, you're right, and you're going to keep that opinion, and I'm going to add an opinion to this. So what I thought was, last Sunday, when the moment happened, when everybody announced what they did as a healing community in the world of healing, from suicide prevention operators to RNs, emergency workers to Reiki healers, there was a moment we all had. And people were writing in, texting us, emailing us, and telling us about this. So there was a moment everybody had where everybody was like, oh, wow, I had no idea there was this many healers on this chat.
Yeah, you're right.
Dropped in.
Maybe it should be that first. So first, let's share if you're a healer.
Yes.
And then, hey, maybe somebody needs something done that they need help with, you know? Because this is a place where we're all just kind of, I want everybody to connect. That's my kind of goal.
Okay, so Paul says he fixes telecom equipment. So without that, you all have no internet.
See?
And so, hold on. It's true. So, Paul, I think what you're doing is technology and communication, which is the highest art form, if you think about it, because that's what we do. Psychic communication, which is telepathic.
Yes.
It is energy reading.
Yes.
It is communication from unseen dimensions.
Well, it is the frequencies that currently, look, what do people call metaphysical, everyone? If you watch my Psychic Lab, I go into this. Speaking of which, I haven't been posting Psychic Lab in a few weeks. Didn't want you guys to think that don't have a few more episodes coming out. I will. It's going to be more towards the end of this week. There'll be at least 2 more Psychic Lab episodes, but I want to give you a little sneak preview.
You know what we didn't do is we didn't create an intro. We were talking about creating some sort of intro where it just is explained what we do.
Yeah.
Because we have to keep repeating it. This is our 40th episode.
You have to keep repeating everything you do the rest of your life.
For those of you,
we live on a planet.
For those of you who have heard us say it 1,000 times, we're going to say it again.
I'm psychic medium, trance channel shaman, author Riz MIRZA.
I am intuitive empath, Lady O.
All right.
Almost
my friends call me Riz the Wiz. Okay.
So we're gonna.
I was risen before there was risen.
Yeah,
do you understand that? Okay.
You could say more about that. That's cool.
Well, my real name is Riz, and now at Starbucks, so there's, young people are like, "That's so cool." When they ask what my name is, and they always spell it with more than one Z, and it's really just one Z. Easy to remember for Gen Z. So, metaphysics. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I want to talk about 2 things regarding metaphysics.
Okay, so first I want to say, how do we define metaphysics? So, to make it simple, those experiences which seem to be beyond the normal day-to-day physical perception experiences, meaning your 5 senses. Then we have the 6th sense, right, which is your intuitive sense, your third eye, your portal to the higher dimensions, which are the unseen, frequently unheard dimensions.
Right.
Everything is on a frequency. Everything is we're living in the world of energy, guys. Mm-hmm. So, when we die, as a medium, I will tell you, when we die, our vibration does not go down, it rises. It is a finer frequency. And usually the people that we leave behind when we cross to the other side, of course, they mourn our passing. So their emotional vibration goes down. So that frequency kind of goes down when we're sad. The person who's passed away, their vibration goes up because they're now in at least a much, much more fuller expression of their energy. They're done with Earth school. Mm-hmm. And so we need mediums in between. So we go back to any culture. There were shamans, there were medicine women, there were intuitives, but there were mediums who could hear and connect with the frequency that has risen, just like a very good sound engineer can hear more than the audience can hear. And so they go, that needs a little bit more high-end, low-end. They can hear the different tunings of the instruments by hearing a song.
So in order to do that, you have to be very sensitive.
Your sensitivity is your true strength. Everything that we admire that is more powerful is because it's more sensitive.
So the trick is how to be in a world that doesn't revere sensitivity to the degree we do.
It's like a movie trailer. How to be in a world. Anytime anyone says "in a world," I think of that guy who does the movie trailers. Yeah. In a world. But you're absolutely right. But as an empath, and let me ask you a question, because I rarely get to interview you. So as an empath,
yes,
you're constantly having, at least when you're realizing that you're an empath, because a lot of empaths that I've known throughout my life, they just thought that they were not meant to be in this world, that they weren't safe because they felt everything. And it usually turned to when they felt everything, and I call that the first state of empathy, is when you kind of feel things that are wrong. And so they tend to stay in that instead of going, there's more right happening in the world, meaning you didn't have, we're not having tragedies and disasters every single day of monumentous proportions. Of course, it's the world, there's bad stuff happening, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you can walk down the street, at least in most places. You get the picture. Let's not give all the exceptions. God, I hate when people do that. Mm-hmm. You say something and then it's like, yeah, but what about that one time? God damn, we're not talking about that one time. We're talking about, for the most part, you're good. And then there's stuff you're working on. Okay. So talk a little bit about that. About how did you ever think that you were going to be like a hermit because you were so empathic you couldn't go outside?
I was used to constantly experiencing miniature tiny little arrows being thrown at me all the time, constantly. And so I felt always it was like being bit by fire ants all the time.
Your mic is a little too close to you there.
It was like you're being bit by fire ants.
Yeah.
All the time. Little bites. And you just get used to it because when you're a kid, you just live in it. And how I could tell when I meet somebody for the first time, how I could tell that they're an empath without actually tuning in or actually feeling them, but just looking at them, they all have all us empaths have the same look in our face. You guys want to know what it is? So,
what does that look?
So here's the look in our face. All empaths. If you have an empath in the house, this is how you'll recognize them. Uh-huh. They're sad in their eyes and they're making jokes and laughing.
Ooh.
That's how you know you're dealing with an empath, because that's how they survive. That's how you survive. So I like to play. I like to play really big time. I have a lot of fun. I like to laugh. I like to joke. If I get too serious, it's not good for an empath to get serious because there's nowhere to go.
See, that's why training is so important. So I've always said you should be starting an empath school. Add that to the list of everything.
Yeah.
Got to do this. Got to do that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. All the things that are our goals, our dreams, our desires to create. Mm-hmm. So this is our 2-hour show, guys. If you're just joining us for the first time, welcome. We do readings for the next 2 hours. The readings are free. Just what we do Sunday nights for many years here in Southern California, where we've lived as a family and as a couple. Our Sunday nights were really always like this. We would just hang out. In fact, it was more than Sunday nights. It wasn't just Sunday night. It was like 3 times a week. But Sunday nights, when we would give messages to our friends or family members, the kids would be hanging around. And we just decided, why not open that up and welcome to our living room. This is actually where we live. And share these messages with you guys. Sometimes we give messages. I give messages from people who passed away, loved ones, but I'm not just a medium, I'm psychic as well, so I can help you with different questions you may have about the direction of your life or things that have happened, past, present, or that you're working on to create the future. And some quote-unquote random things. I do something called Spirit Shout-Out, trademark, Erica. Let's make that on the list. TM. Spirit Shout-Out should be, I want to own that. So Spirit Shout-Outs.
And ring the bell.
And ring the bell, right? So Spirit Shout-Outs are when I get a message from my spirit guides or someone who's on the other side says, hey, my name is Frank, tell that person, I don't know what I'm about to say, but I usually do about 3 spirit shout-outs at one time. And so listen carefully to them. So if one of those psychic messages is for you, and you will know because my messages are very specific to the people who are watching. Again, I don't know who's watching. You guys will just read the questions. We cannot get to everyone. Of course, how could I possibly get to everyone? We're at 330,000 subscribers now.
Thank you guys for making that happen.
Yeah, so how are we going to ever, get everyone?
Well, tonight I'm going to change things up on Riz a little bit, and he doesn't know I'm going to do this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about some empathic things, take some empathic questions up front, because the last couple episodes I've noticed we're leaning heavily on the psychic and the mediumship questions, which is nothing wrong with that, but there's a lot of empaths out there that don't know how to ask questions about what they're going through and their spiritual growth, their evolution, and I haven't been really actually chiming in as much and helping you guys as much as I would like to, because you don't know it's available. So I want to make that abundantly clear that it's available. So what that looks like is, if you guys have any questions about your energy body, your physical body, how to deal with solar flare-ups that are happening right now, your third eye consciousness, how you're opening it and how you are navigating, how you're dealing with social anxieties of any kind, feeling just overly sensitive, how to handle being overly sensitive, how to take care of the physical body. Now, these are very big topics and they require a lot of time. And I do have some videos you can watch on the first page, and you can go in deeper with me about the empathic side of you. But if you do have some questions tonight, is a great time to ask. Also, keep in mind that Riz has other abilities beside mediumship. He also can get messages from give messages from your animals, even if they're alive or not. He can tune into them, and they give very specific information. These animals, they give information like, why did you change my food? You changed my diet. Sometimes that happens, that comes through, and it's really funny because the owner will be like, I can't believe it, I just changed their diet. So those kind of things happen. Also, I think you'd mentioned that they can ask about spirit guides, and they can talk about they can talk also about their elemental guides, animal totem, animal spirits that are hanging out with you. And
whatever comes up, I'm good.
So there's lots and lots of topics that we can talk about.
Yeah.
So Eric has been gathering.
Why don't we just jump in with some spirit shout outs, guys? If you guys are ready, let's get this show going. All right. So there's a person here who has crossed over, who, they had a major jaw surgery. That means that either part of their jaw was removed during this illness, or it was, that's the only thing I can think of how to describe what they're showing me. And this is what they suffered with before they passed away. If you want to claim this loved one who's here, please let me know let Erica know in the chats. The other thing is, somebody's nickname was Pinky, like the color pink, but Pinky. So, they're saying that name now. That might be their nickname, might be your nickname. Maybe it's the name of the cat, but it's very specific. So, Pinky. And third spirit shout out. Was one of you working with a label maker today? Do you remember what label makers? I don't even know if people still use those. Or did you touch one? Did you come across one? If that was you, a label maker connection was today, in the last 24 hours, that you were playing or working with that. Let us know. All right, those are spirit shout outs. Let's go to the first question.
Okay, the first question is from Buckshot for me about how we can better handle the solar activities that are going on right now.
Okay.
So when the solar flares hit, it takes 8 minutes to come when it has an explosion, which is similar to nuclear bombs going off. So that's how much energy is released, comes towards the earth in 8 minutes. And in that time, you are affected, your energetic field, because we are very sensitive to the sun, obviously. And so we are affected. So how do you handle it, especially in the summertime or especially during solar flares? The first thing I would say, absolutely, without a doubt, it's just necessary, is to double up on your water. Don't go too far. Make sure there's electrolytes in there, or pink salt, Himalayan salt. But drinking water is really, really key. Personally, for me, I'll tell you what I do is I try not to be out in the direct sun. Like if it's coming down in midday, I don't feel well, not just because it's hot, but there's something that throws my magnetic field off. I feel scrambled.
Yep.
And it's really hard for me to maintain composure. And so I remove myself from the sun, you guys. I get inside. Like normally over the years when I was growing up, I would be really tan. I was always in the sun.
Yep.
And I don't do that anymore. I don't even care. I don't want to do that anymore. So I'm only in the sun, like in the early morning part, going up into the afternoon, or, especially if it's not too hot or there's no solar flares.
Right.
So I go inside, and I also try to keep down my electronic equipment. So like take it away from me, put it away, put the phone over there, put the laptop over there, try to stay away from a lot of electricity so that I can just ground myself. You can even get in water, you can hold crystals, you can be in, I like Epsom salt in a bath. I love soaking because there's something really, really kind of balancing about that.
You're making a very, very interesting point, because many people don't.
No.
What?
We forgot to close the gate.
Oh, no. Here comes
It's
Moomy.
okay. She's already here.
Yeah, she's deciding which lap to get in.
Oh no.
You don't come in, we don't see her face all day. It's showtime, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm just going to come out of maybe she's getting her hair and makeup done in the garage."
She's eyeballing you.
Cosmic seasons. Let's talk about it. Everyone agrees that the moon affects all the water on the planet. It's a scientific fact.
Right.
Certainly affects the moon cycle or the menstrual cycle of women. Also, the term lunatic comes from when the moon was full,
right.
Lunar. So ERs and police stations tend to be busier on those nights. So that's just the light reflecting off of the moon.
Right.
The sunlight reflecting off of the moon. Can you imagine much larger celestial bodies and what energy they and how they affect? And our ancestors, the shamans, and all the oral traditions talk about this.
Do you know what people don't know about us? And I know sometimes they want to know some, because I was getting a hit before we started the show tonight. I was like, there's a lot of personal things that we do that we don't even discuss that help us day to day in our activities, because we're always doing psychic work and healing work.
Right.
So something that we never talk about is we at a certain point to make the whole room we're in or the house dark. Really dark.
Yep.
That's natural for us, and we're so used to it we don't even think about it. When we feel too much sunlight and it's too much after a while, we put the blackout curtains.
Energy is high.
We go dark because that insular dark colors absorb, and you just go in, and it's it calms our whole system down. It's very, very often, because we try to nap every single day. We nap for about 30 minutes for me. You can go 2 hours.
I'm a lion, so me. I just
can really nap, but we have to nap.
It's my decompression
there's
time.
No way. And if we don't nap, boy, we really feel it. But so around, let's say what time we start closing. I think around 3:00 in the afternoon, we start closing curtains and blackout curtains, and we start getting the house dark.
Yeah.
We can't take too much sun and too much light. And we love to go outside in the pool. We love to hang out. But then there's a time where it's just too much sun. And we have to just go deep within and just relax. We do these energetic clearings and resets. We do it all the time. And we microdose all the time. So there's all these things that help us to stay balanced and stay fresh. By the way, you guys, we're giant crystals. You never thought of it that way, but you have to look at it that way. We absorb energy, all of us. We absorb energy, we hold energy, and we hold it in our auric field. And if we don't do the things to balance and to release those energies that get on us, that's what makes us frantic. You guys don't realize there's there's an incubation, and there's a embryonic type of action, I guess, that you could take. And there's no other way I could really say it. It's a way that it's when some people call it when you snuggle up or you get cozy. So Riz and I have a form of this, but we're doing it very specifically for decompression of our energetic field. So it's kind of it's not that we necessarily we have to get cozy, but it's a feeling of we get in our own, I don't want to call it, it's kind of like in utero, but not in utero. I always have those references, but it's more it's like when you contain yourself. It's like building a container around you. And you and I have done that.
Well, it's really just becoming more aware of your energy, guys. When you do all your meditation and whatever kind of practices that you have that we call energy work under the big umbrella term energy work, whether it's breath work or sound healing or anywhere where you drop in, what you're wanting to do is become very much aware of your aura, your auric field, the magnetic energy around you, which we call your chi, which flows through you. You can call it also the word prana in Sanskrit. And they refer to the same thing. And the force in Star Wars, it's referring to the force of life that flows through you. So when you become more aware and more sensitive to that, you can even tell when and maybe your body's about to have an illness or cold or something is about to happen. You get the first inklings of it, and then you address it, and it never turns into the cold or the flu or something like that. These are very important. And then magnify that.
About that.
Sure.
Yeah. So like Bernadette asked us a question, and we just want to address it because there's a lot of things here going on that we're talking about that will include your question. So when you, imagine if you were outside of a room, and in the other room there's a birthday party going on. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's say everybody's between the ages of 12 to 21.
Was I invited to this party?
No. So
well, I'm not interested.
The birthday's going on. Everybody's loud. Everybody's having fun. Everybody's talking. Everybody's doing their thing. So you guys all imagine it. Okay, that's what's happening. Now you're outside of that room, right? Now that's our typical day-to-day life as we are kind of navigating socialization and our peers, our friends, our family members, our coworkers. There's kind of a distance. Here's the thing. With sensitive empaths and people who are sensitive in general, and including Riz, who's not an empath in that way.
No, I'm not.
But he is very sensitive. Mm-hmm. So imagine this. You go into the birthday room, okay, and sit down by the table, and you're quiet, mm-hmm. and you let all the sounds hit you. Mm-hmm. You feel everything. You laugh at some jokes. You eat some cake. You might spill something on your shirt. You're tired about 4 or 5 hours into it, but you're still sitting there, right? Most people, if you know how to take care of your energy body, will stop around this time and say, I need to leave, right? I need to take a break. I need to go outside. Mm-hmm. I need to clear my head. I need to have no sound.
Yep.
There's a lot of things that kind of the average person would do, hopefully. Here's the thing. With people who don't know how to take care of their energetic field and their bodies and they're sensitive empaths, you guys don't know when to leave the party. You don't know when to leave the room. So what happens is you think you're supposed to stay. You're supposed to engage, communicate, and talk to everybody around you, or watch media, television, absorb everything that's happening, and you don't think you're supposed to leave and find silence and decompress. It's never even a thought for some people. They put themselves in these constant, energetic, active, loud environments of life.
But that's why you have to meditate, because that is you getting control of your actual environment, which is the field of energy around you, right?
You have to leave that birthday party. So in life, I'm just going to say, as I wrap, and we're going to start the psychic messages, because I can feel the guides and everybody pounding on Riz right now.
They are. They're like, they love the information.
Riz is like holding them back like this. I can see it in his face. But I will just close with this, you guys. You'll have to discern. The big word for today, everybody, word for today, discern.
Oh, I thought you were going to say cake.
I am not falling for that. Discernment.
You had me at a birthday party I wasn't even invited to.
You have to have discernment not to eat the cake. So discernment.
That makes sense.
So you have to know when to leave a room, mm-hmm. when to shut down a conversation, when to walk away, when to breathe, when to go to if you have to go to the bathroom in your office and take a breather, take a 15-second
very important
deep drop in, mm-hmm. clean out your energy field. You have to release, do all kinds of things. You can move your body, you can lay down flat. Sometimes if you guys want an emergency quick fix, lay down flat on a wooden floor.
At work?
Well, if you can find a private little quiet office somewhere, do it. Lay down in the dark. Ignore Riz completely right now. Block him. I'm just talking to you guys. Lay down on a wooden floor, somewhere hidden, quiet in the dark. If you're around people, if
that's
you're around
my goal in life.
Right.
You just said my entire goal in life.
Ignore him completely, you guys. So here's,
hey, I got to get on with the messages.
No.
I'm telling you.
No steamrolling tonight. So here's the thing.
Steamrolling. Cheers.
So you lay down on your back. Spine is touching the ground. This is, you're connecting to Gaia, Earth. Feet up, head up, silence. And your nervous system will reset so fast, you guys wouldn't even believe it. It can happen within 15 seconds. And you just give yourself this time to unplug, get in the dark, lay flat on your back, calm your nervous system down, breathe, slow your breathing down, relax. unplug from everything and everyone. You guys, this is daily maintenance. You wouldn't want to run your car or any machinery of any kind for 16 hours a day without a break. You absolutely need to stop. And then you can consider meditating. This all is before you even think about meditating. You have to start understanding the concept of discernment of when your body has had enough exposure. Okay, now Riz can take the floor.
The spirit guys have left. Sorry.
I knew he was going to do that. That was
They're
so
all gone.
predictable. So predictable. So I'm just going to sit here. We'll just sit here and wait.
Okay. Well, now you're in trouble with the spirit world, so.
See? Riz likes to punish. So you're going to see. Just watch.
Spirit guys come up to me and I'm like,
let the clock tick.
okay, who we got, Erica?
Okay, so Pinky. Actually, someone named Silver asked a question.
Okay.
And their childhood nickname was Pinky.
Okay.
Seeking guidance around my current living and career situation. I've been feeling like it's been at a standstill from financial hardship to an influx of venomous spiders and now mold. Should I leave and where to?
Literally venomous. First of all, if in case you guys didn't hear that, someone named Silver, whose nickname was Pinky, right now is in the dark. I was trying to think of more colors for my puns, but I'm getting the message first. What could I say? In the black. So Silver was known as Pinky. Hi, Pinky. So your guides wanted me to say hi to you. Actually, there's someone on the other side. It isn't the spirit guide. It is a relative for sure. It is a male, older, 2 generations back. Thank you. Okay, but the message is to address your question. So I assume she's literally saying that spiders have come into her house.
Yeah.
Mold has come into her house.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't stay there. And okay, what was the first question?
Career situation is not good. Everything's at a standstill. So
Everything's at a standstill. Yeah, but remember something. When we are spiders have a message, and they are the web makers. They are what creates. Look what they do. They spin from their own physical bodies this fluid that creates what is going to bring in nourishment for them to survive. Okay, so this is a wake-up call. When the spiders come, it is that awakening call to yourself to be able to say, okay, what is really within me that I can now create my whatever it is that I need to capture what I need to feed my body, mind, and spirit. So take that message from the spiders. Mold always represents that which you have left uncleaned, untaken care of, unattended to, and it has grown. Okay, out of control. Usually it's hidden. Think about that. Mold is not something we just find there. It's something that's behind the walls. So these physical manifestations of what you are experiencing in this rebirth, and I would call this, we do several rebirths in our lives. It's like a reset, okay? Think of it that way. It's not just one big spiritual death and rebirth. There are several along the way in life. And this is that time. This is not a time to panic or to at least stay in panic. This is a time to understand the panic and then say, well, this, and you might call this that, well, you have to have faith that this is for you. I have it as a law within myself that everything is for me, no matter what happens. Okay, so this is that time for you. This is just an awakening to that. Now, I believe why your relative said the name Pinky was for you to remember that youthful, feminine energy that color represents, and rose quartz as well. So think about, what if you were using that energy to bring that love to yourself and towards what you would like to do. There's your message. Okay.
Label maker.
Label maker.
We have 2 people that were using label makers today.
We have 2 people that were using label makers today?
Yes.
What are you labeling?
One is candles, and I don't know what the other one is.
You're labeling candles? Is someone going to take your candles? What was on the label?
I think it's they make candles.
Oh, they make candles. See, I picture you put your name on it. That's how long ago I associate label.
I put my name on all my candles.
I do want to go with the candle person.
That was Jelena.
And who's the other person? Kimberly. And what is Kimberly saying?
I have to scroll. I think Kimberly just said that
she was
literally using them.
Okay, Kimberly, you can ask a question, and Jelena, I'll get to your question.
Okay.
Okay, what's Jelena's question?
Oh, Jelena didn't have an actual question. She just wanted to know, like, is there a message?
Sure, I can give you a message. Of course I can. Let me ask what the message is. Interesting message for you, Jelena. Your guides are telling me that you need to get a new kind of chair, something to sit in. Maybe you need a massage chair. That would be a great investment for you. In fact, I really like that idea. A nice massage chair that you can kind of reset, like you were saying, but not put a wooden plank in it. Just use the massage chair as it is, then plank later. And if it's you can't get a massage chair right now, then it is something to recline in, something that you can drop into. That's the message for you, Jelena. You can drop into, really feel good, put your feet up. That's the message. Okay. And then when Kimberly, you have a question, Erica will read it to me. All right, let's get to another question. How do you want to do it?
Yeah, we have a long list of questions.
Let's go. Let's do some questions.
Jelena said my back is really messed up, so thank you.
You're welcome, Jelena. Her back is really messed up. Sorry to hear that, but fix it time. Okay.
Okay. So here we go. I love you guys. I wanted to ask my guides if I'm on the right career path with psychology and past life regression, and what stone should I start wearing? Used to be howlite. Thank you, Simone.
Simone, I haven't heard someone mention howlite
in a long time.
In a long time.
I have to actually remember what that looked like again.
So let me look into what would be great for you here.
Oh yeah, I love this.
You picked it up so fast.
This one.
Yeah. It's not. Cool. You're right. It isn't howlite right now, guys. Crystals change. It's sort of like you need vitamin D for a certain period of your life, more of it, and then you kind of lean back, and then you need a little bit more. Add something. It's like, I consider crystals like supplements, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me see here. Is psychology? Yes, the answer is yes. She said psychology or psychotherapy or psychiatry. Which one did she say? Did she say psychology? Psychotherapy, right. I like it very much for you. See if you can also learn some hypnotherapy. This would be excellent for you to learn. And I believe that field is going to expand quite a bit over the next 5 years. Greatly. I have 2 stones for you. One is rainbow quartz, and the other is celestite. Look those up. Yes. And with the celestite, keep that near the books or any kind of studying material that you are given in your educational process, okay? And as for the rainbow quartz, I would get several pieces of it. This is about... That's interesting. I'm just curious, have you had any issues with your hair? Like a scalp or whatever happens to a scalp that no one likes? Like, meaning issues with it. And then they're saying, they gave me a side message for you to rub like coconut oil into your scalp. I think it's I don't know, that's what your guides are saying. Coconut oil with like, yeah, it's coconut oil. Okay, that's your message. Yes.
Kimberly wanted to know if there's a message from her guides.
Kimberly, ask a specific question. That's what I'm getting. Okay, next question.
Well, Portia just joined us from Africa. Welcome,
What
Portia.
country, Portia? What country in Africa are you in?
Yeah, I forgot to ask you guys, where are you hailing from? Let us know what part of the world you are coming from, and we would love to give a few shout outs along the way.
For sure.
Okay, so let's go to the next question.
Yes.
We have, hello, Riz and Lady O. My name is Lori.
Hi, Lori.
Do you have messages for me from my guides by chance? Cool
Yes.
Scooby-Doo early birthday present.
Thank you. Lori, do you know, everyone knows this, Lori, when you walk into, when you go to a store to buy clothes, there's that section where they have these 3 mirrors. There's one in front of you and 2 to the side. And you try your whatever clothes you're wearing on, and you get in front of it. And you're looking at yourself straight on, it's good. You may like what you see. And then sometimes you look to the right or to the left and you don't even recognize that person. You're like, are you kidding? But what starts to happen is at first you may not like it. And then what starts to happen is you straighten up. You start putting your shoulders back and you start adjusting yourself. You start recalibrating. So this is the time right now, Lori, for you to be able to, in an unbiased way, look at yourself from other angles. Now, unbiased means that you're not beating yourself up, and you're also not placing yourself on a pedestal. You're doing your best to be neutral and look from a perspective that is not straight on at yourself in a mirror. And this is important. Depends on how deep you want to go, Lori. One of the things that is as a shaman, I do different exercises with people to get them to look at themselves. And one of the ways I get them to do this is I have them take selfie videos where they have to talk for 10 minutes about their life story. I tell them, tell your life story of at least the last 10 years, and then tell your life story of the first 10 years. And do this. See, it's really about how deep you want to go. How serious are you going to take this, right? I mean, we'll watch TV for 3 hours, but how difficult it is to make a 10-minute selfie video where you're honestly, unbiased, to the best of your ability, telling your story. And this is a period in your life where you need to do this, because I feel like where you are trying to figure stuff out about yourself, this is the way to do it. And go through whatever spaces that brings up. You don't like yourself, or you do like yourself, or you're kind of on the fence, or you're mad at yourself, or you're realizing something about the way you speak, something about the way you tell your stories isn't reflecting who you really feel you are. So this is the time for that for you, Lori. Okay? Archangel Michael energy, big time around you, by the way.
I just want to let you know where people are coming from.
Sure.
So we have, somebody says they're loving our Echelon book.
Thank you. The Echelon book you can get on Amazon, right?
Yes. And also our website.
The Echelon are a group of interdimensional. They haven't taken a physical form as what we would call aliens, but they are kind of watcher beings, a race of helpful teachers that are around. Every year, we go to Joshua Tree twice a year and lead a weekend retreat where I do the live channeling of the Echelon group, and who answer questions about humanity and our history.
I'll put the link.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Eve from Tasmania.
Tasmania, wow.
We have Tishepo from South Africa.
Hello, Tishepo. Hello.
Nancy from normally Pennsylvania, but into the Jersey Shore at the moment.
All right. Wildwood or Avalon, or Seaside Heights, where are you?
We have Razana coming from Amsterdam.
All the way in Amsterdam. How beautiful.
We have Robin coming from Petaluma, California. Connie coming from South Carolina. Jelena coming from Ontario, Canada. Adalie coming from Connecticut. Patricia.
Love Connecticut.
Benny coming from the Bronx.
All right. Bronx in the house.
Nick coming from Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
Paul says he's in the dirty South, South Carolina.
My mind goes, when you say all these cities, we all have our points of reference for them, right? And my mind goes to all of those immediately. It's like you're showing me postcards.
Yeah. And we have Jewel coming from Great Falls, Montana.
Never been. I really want to see Montana.
Jackie from Houston, Texas.
We're going to be in Texas, guys. Thank you for saying that.
Yes.
Jackie and everybody else who's in the Texas area. In November, we are going to be in the Dallas, Fort Worth, and Austin areas doing our shamanic work. We do private healing weekends for a group of people. If you have a group of people that you would like to experience a shamanic medicine ceremony with,
you want to drop the link?
Oriah and I will be there, and you can reach out to us. Erica will put an email address here. Just write in the chat that you're interested in that if you're in the Texas area. And we will get back in touch with you and figure out if we can fit that into the calendar. So, yes, where else?
Kelly's coming from Baltimore, Maryland. Barbie's coming from Canada. Griselda is coming from Auckland, New Zealand. Connie's coming from Florida. Carolyn's coming from Canada. Energy God from Ohio. Portia from Switzerland.
Wow. We were just talking about Switzerland today.
Right, we were. And they had just started putting it in when I asked.
So great that you guys are joining us from all over the world.
Her name is Kayla from New York, Bronx, Kingsbridge.
No. I'm from Kingsbridge. I'm from Kingsbridge and Fordham Road. That's where I was raised. Born in Harlem, raised in the Bronx. Are you kidding me? Are you just saying that because you know I'm from Kingsbridge?
Jewel is from Melbourne, Australia.
Okay.
And Tamaki from Tokyo. And we
Tamaki
went
from
to Little
Tokyo?
Tokyo today.
We were in Little Tokyo today in
Go to our
LA.
Instagram pages, you guys. You'll see our little...
We go to Japan every
Tokyo
year,
retreat,
guys. We lead a
yes.
retreat, and during the cherry blossoms. So hello to our friends in Japan. We actually have a lot of viewers in Japan, and thank you, thank you, thank you. We look forward to seeing you at the cherry blossoms next year, and we're going to be hanging out in Harajuku and Shinjuku,
Yep.
and going to Nara and Kyoto and all our favorite places, and having the best udon in the world.
Best udon.
Can't wait. Okay.
Okay, next
Let's go to some questions.
question. Caroline.
Can I lean back a little bit?
Yes, Caroline.
Can I lean back a little bit?
My
Can
son...
I break it down for you? Well, James Brown coming through right now.
Do we want to put some clarification to that Lord person from yesterday? Sunday.
Okay, Moomy, it ain't gonna happen. I'm not doing the lap thing. I'm gonna put her down, and then Erica, you can. Why don't you give her some snacks?
Oh no, she does not like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Lordonia, we found out her name. We were saying it wrong.
Because it was L. Ordonia, and
So
we
it
said
was
Lordonia.
But it was so funny, you guys.
And we will continue to mispronounce names if there's a humorous benefit to it.
Yeah, I think that we have to nickname her that. For those of you guys who remember the Lordonia moment.
All right, let's do some. Come on, let's.
Okay, let's get serious. Okay,
Yeah.
Caroline, my son Samuel, 25, has a hard time believing in the psychic world, but he wants to. Is there a message for him from his guides?
His name is what?
Samuel.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, if you've never experienced it, well, how would you believe in it? I mean, the best thing is to keep an open mind. You know, what can you do? I always said, you know, with this kind of work, some people are on the fence and they need something to prove it to them, and some people already know because they understand the psychic work, and sometimes they're psychic themselves, and some people are never going to believe. So let me see if there's a message for Samuel. And what's the mom's name?
Caroline.
Samuel, do you like your name? That's the first thing I'm getting. I think it's a powerful name. A couple of things that I want to say here. One is, I feel like there's a neck thing going on, Samuel. Like, I don't know, did you pull shoulders? Are you like doing anything that's super hard on the neck and the shoulders in your body? Are you like hunched over or something? But I feel that that's throwing your spine off of balance. Number two, I want to say is that I don't know where they're from. Did they say where they were from?
No.
For some reason, I see New York around you. Definitely to visit there. The other thing that I'm seeing is you're actually a leader, and you need to. I don't know if others have seen it to the degree that you want others to see it, but your way of looking at things and your innovation in you actually hasn't hit its peak yet, and there is a creator innovator in you. And I have to say the word creator innovator because it's not about inventing like something that's boring. It's sort of like your approach to things to make things more interesting, where you say that's like the part of you that goes, that's obvious, why isn't someone taking care of that? And that's probably because it's supposed to be you that is doing that.
Carolyn says he doesn't like his second name, which is Tristan, and yes, he does have neck pain.
Thank you. And also the month of November is very, very, very strong here, for whether it's for the mom or for him. I don't know what that's referring to. And this name Matthew is connected here as well. And the name, I don't know if it's Trent or Taylor, but something like that. Okay. Those are the messages.
Okay.
Let's see if we pass Samuel's psychic tests.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so the next person is Razhana Solomon.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Riz and Lady O and Erica. Please, can I know who my spirit guides are and if they have a message about my health and life path?
Thank you. And can you spell the name so I can connect
Yes,
to
it is Razhana, Solomon.
it? Razana. Thank you. Razana, do you know how to, question for you before I go into that. Do you know how to sew, or did you ever learn how to knit or to do any kind of sewing in that way, or making dresses? There's someone here on the other side, a woman who's passed on, who knew how to do this, and you knew her. The messages are about you having quiet time to yourself to go into creative work. Now, this doesn't mean, I don't like to use the word hobbies because it makes it sound like we're just giving you a message just for fun. No, so the word hobbies, I don't like it. I'm actually saying creative work with yourself where no one else is around, helping you. This will be like your own personal meditative practice. Some people have to practice meditation like this and do Om and to breathe, all perfect and good. But some people need a task where their mind kind of shuts out outside things. Also, I was wondering, did you ever consider going into the medical field or even psychology? That's something that I feel you have an ability to do, is to listen to people. A very detailed and analytical mind you have, observational. I like that for you. It's like, I like the fact that you know this about yourself. So whatever comes from that will be good. Now, she said some other question. Did she ask who the guides were?
Who my spirit guides are, and
Yeah.
if they have any messages about my health and life path. Yeah.
Okay, so well,
she
if it's
says her grandmother was a dressmaker.
Oh, your grandmother's, well, there she is. She's the one giving this message. I'm asking if there's any guides that want to come through. You have a Native American spirit guide working with you. I'm asking for kind of like, what is the translation of the name? Because they sometimes say it in the sounds of that language, but it's not something I can repeat in that way. So I asked if they can show me a visual of what the way that I would describe the way they're showing their name. It's the time of dusk. Dusk is what, sunset?
Yes.
How do I not? My brain is not working when I'm
Right.
giving readings in that way. Dusk. So it's almost like, okay, here would be the cute name would be, call your spirit guide Dusky. She is about, make sure that around sunset you slow everything down. You're not busy doing things. Take that time period. When is sunset? It's usually between 5 and 7 in most places.
Yep.
That's the time to go into that creative time. Thank you. Okay.
She says, I haven't really thought of medical, but love listening and helping people.
Yeah. So whatever you can do to facilitate that talent or that gift of yours to come out more.
I love that there's questions about young people and questions from young people.
Okay,
I want to
go.
take a question from, I get the feeling she's a young person, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
She says,
That's interesting.
yeah, it could be. And I just didn't get her name. Hold on. Let me just get the name. Okay. So, Erica, the question that she's the daughter of Carrie High Vibes? Sierra, how old are you? I'm just curious. So her question is, good evening, Lady O and Riz, and she
Good
spells it with 2
evening.
Z's.
Yeah.
Carrie High Vibes is my mom, and I was wondering if anyone or any spirits on the astral plane has anything to do or anything to say to me. And that's it. That's the question.
Okay.
You want me to read it again?
Wait, the question's for me?
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were talking about like young people questions. Okay.
If Oriah is talking, get on my phone.
Okay.
If Oriah is not talking, I am not on my phone.
All right.
Rules of the road. Sierra is her name?
Yes.
Okay, so good evening, Lady O, and Riz with 2 Z's.
I heard that part.
Carrie High Vibes is my mom, and I was wondering if anyone or any spirits on the astral plane has anything to say to me.
Oh, how fantastic is that? So is she a young person?
She says she's very young. I picked up on that.
She said, I'm very young?
Yeah, she says, yes, I'm very young. I'm 15. How cute.
That's
I'm sure
great.
you don't want to hear that, right?
No.
So Gen Zs don't want to hear they're cute at 15, right? Because you're cool. And they don't want to hear that either.
Oh, don't say that. They don't want to hear they're
Failing
cool.
miserably
They do not
here,
want to hear
people.
they're cool.
Excuse us, Gen Xers.
I wouldn't have said that.
Well, you're more cool than I am, apparently.
I feel like she's fine with the like.
Hey,
Riz
wait a second.
No,
Do you want to hear something crazy about the Japanese
that she
viewer,
says your
our
name
Japanese person who said I'm from Japan?
Yeah.
This jacket I got
in that mall
in
And
Tokyo.
What you don't know is I just sent a link to her, and I said to everybody on that episode where we did the play button that we just got.
Yeah.
We were wearing clothes we got from the mall downtown Tokyo, and I
Yeah.
just posted it right now. And told
Well, I got
her that
this
we got
because
it.
if you can see,
We got
there's
it in
a
the
red
same
eagle.
mall.
There's a red eagle on these
Can
sleeves.
you turn around somehow so they can see the back?
I guess, yeah. You know, why don't I take the jacket off, and then you can see it. Let's see. What's
Is there
on the
music?
back.
I know. I feel
Da, 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 da. What? How does it go? How does it go? Ba, da, 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 da.
Whoa! Look at that.
That was every retreat I buy myself a gift, and this was it. And that was because there's a red eagle on the sleeve. Okay. All right, Sierra.
All right, Sierra, enough of these shenanigans from these Gen Xers. Give the girl a message already.
Number
All right,
one
here
for
we
you,
go.
Sierra, is about the water. You have to get in it. It is. I hope that you're not afraid of the water. I don't think that you are, but you have, and here's why: because your astral plane spirit guide is a mermaid guide. Mermaids are interdimensional beings. Have they appeared in this third dimension? Absolutely, they have, because we have so many stories and oral traditions where they do exist, but they exist in and out of these dimensions. But it is about water energy. It is about where you are, moving your body, doing all of the things that are, and moving your body in the water, or moving your body coming from a place of fluidity. So what can you do that's not in the water that's like that? Yoga. Slow dance, meaning dancing by yourself and slow, just moving your body. Also, I have a message for you that you need a new pillow when you sleep. It's not an ideal situation with the pillows in your bedroom. So maybe it's a time to go shopping, get what is a really soft blanket, or switch out, like you've been using the same blanket for a long time, then get something new. It's like refreshing the area where you sleep, because that's when you do go into the astral plane. You leave your physical body here and you enter into the dreamscape world. What else do I want to say here? You have a guide working with you this is an elemental guide. And it's interesting we said about the water, now they're bringing me to the trees. This is the time where you're going to see a lot of spirit animal connections, spirit animal messages, meaning when you're walking outside, whether it's an urban environment or a suburban environment or an actual countryside environment, it's time to start paying attention to what is at your feet. Oh, that's interesting. There's an energy on this tree. I want to just stop here for a moment. Not to rush by things. Take things slower. Also, do you take care of a cat? Because I feel like you need cat energy. Yeah, feline energy. You have the guides that are working with you, and this would be good for you to look up on the internet, are the Lyrans, Lyrans. Lyran energy, very strong around you. By the way, I would also recommend amber for you. See how I'm wearing this amber ring? I would recommend amber if you're looking for jewelry. And if you have a friend named Amber, buy her one too. Okay, next. I got spirit shout-outs for you, because I have not given any spirit shout-outs in a while. Was there a third spirit shout-out?
You said someone who had jaw surgery?
Yeah, before they died.
Yeah, but nobody answered that.
We'll say it again. Someone is here on the other side who had major jaw surgery before they passed away. I almost feel like part of the jaw was even removed. Interesting, right? Okay. There's a name, Abby. I feel like this person is actually alive. I think it's one of the viewers. Someone in the family is named Abby. Yeah, Abby. Anyway, this is, feels like grandfather energy saying this to me right now. Grandfather energy here. Okay. Another name that's coming through is the name Chick. Chick. Also, one more thing. So somebody lives on a street where it's like something peak. P-E-A-K. So something peak. I'm not getting that first word, but they're watching now on this live. So either they lived on that street with something's peak, or you live on it now. If that's you, let me know. Okay.
Sierra Jade, going back before.
Yeah.
She says, we live in the country and I go for many walks, and yes, I have a kitten.
Oh, yeah. Great. Your guides love that you have a kitten in that energy.
So welcome to all the young people that are joining us tonight. There's some sons, some daughters, some people here in the house that are just sitting and kind of tuning in to see what we're all about. Somebody also liked the fact that we microdosed a 15-year-old.
Good.
Said that they
well,
like
it's
that.
going to listen. It's just a matter of time where everyone will realize that it's part of just food for your brain, and to understand that the principles that the indigenous people from all over the world, in every country, of every ethnic background, if you go into the indigenous tribes of those lands, the shamans all told you and taught you about these particular plant medicines that will benefit your life in innumerable ways. Erica, you were trying to get my attention.
Moan.
Yes.
The jaw could be for me. My great-grandfather George removed part of his own bone.
Yeah?
He passed unrelated to that in the 70s.
Right. I'm not saying he passed away because of the jaw. So she's saying her grandfather removed part of that bone in his jaw.
Yes.
Why did you say, it almost sounded like you said he removed.
Well, that's, yeah.
I think she means that he had it removed.
It says removed part of his own bone. So I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I'd love an explanation of that, because that makes this message very interesting. So please clarify, are you saying that your grandfather did surgery on his own jawbone while he was alive? Is that, because that's what it sounds like you're saying. Either way, if that is, I'd love to know. I'll go deeper into the message, but he's just saying hello and that he loves you and he's doing very, very well, and just remember that song, Oh, Give Me a Home Where the Buffalo Roam and the Deer the Antelope Play? What song is that?
Oh, give me a home on the range.
Home on the Range. Somebody, this song I think is playing around your grandfather, and I don't know if this is, like, did he always want a place like this? Did he always want like a ranch or a home on the range? But that's the visual in the song that's playing of where he is on the other side. Everybody gets to create their own version of heaven. One person's heaven is not another person's heaven. Okay.
He did actually remove his own jawbone.
So he removed his own jawbone,
What?
guys.
He
Wait,
did it.
wait,
And he lived to talk about it.
wait.
Is that possible?
Why did he?
It was in Hungary with the help of his family.
He
removed his own jawbone.
Yes.
You want to talk about
Why?
badass?
But why?
Because it was in
Why not?
Hungary. And he had-
Why not?
I don't know.
Riz takes that in stride. That's cool, man. No, I want to know
That is
why.
badass.
Wait, can I also tell you, like, this? There's like a weird synchronicity.
Okay, what's the weird synchronicity?
That was Moan.
Yeah,
Now there's someone named Joanne
yeah.
who her uncle Ben had jaw surgery before he passed away from cancer in 2013.
Got it. Well, it's gonna be. There's always two for ones.
Yeah, but like Moan and Joanne
Moan and Joanne both had grandfathers that had jaw
surgery,
surgeries,
Jaw surgery.
part of their jaw removed.
like that's weird.
What do you think of that? I do believe, though.
She's going to send us the pictures. info@rizmirza.com.
Wait, she's gonna send us pictures of
if you
what?
send it right now, we will talk about it and show it. I don't know.
I got chills.
So she's gonna. Okay. So message for now, Joanne.
Yeah.
These were little hellos in the middle of like, they want you to know that they're okay and they're watching you. Your grandfather says cheers. He's like raising a glass to you, Joanne. Okay. He's digging the psychic party. He can't stay away from a good party, basically, is what the kind of feeling I'm getting from him. Would you mind turning that fan off?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I have another spirit shout out.
Another spirit shout out. Okay.
Hannah Montgomery.
Hannah Montgomery.
Her sister is Abby, who is living. Their grandfather, Daryl, passed in 2011.
Grandfather Daryl passed in 2011
Yeah.
to Abby and her sister, because I said there's a grandfather saying hello to granddaughter Abby, who's in the family of someone who's watching. So there you go. You guys are the apples of his eye. Very, very proud of you. And wants to send assisting energy for what Abby is going through emotionally now, not in regards to the grandfather. I don't know, maybe this is a relationship, but this is interpersonal. He's helping her move things forward and clarify and supporting energy going to her. That's why he said her name. And you're her sister watching. You can give her that message. Okay.
Was that a bell moment? I didn't hear.
No, I don't know, but you can ring the bell, honey.
Somebody said ring the bell.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So are we going back to the questions?
Yes, let's go to questions.
Okay, welcome to all of you who are joining us late. It's never late. How does a wizard arrive?
Always on time.
A wizard never arrives early or late, Frodo Baggins. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Speaking of
New Zealand.
Wizards.
Yeah.
Somebody asked how my book is coming along. My book is coming along swimmingly well. It is ready for purchase and all that good stuff in the next 30 days, and will be available and will be shipped out by October. So I will
By
put the
Halloween.
link. Yes.
Yeah. I think you're dropping it on Halloween, no?
I don't know if it's gonna be on Halloween.
So it might be the beginning or end. We'll keep you guys updated.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go with the next question.
No chick? What happened to chick?
No chick.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, Kelsey Ron.
Kelsey Ron.
Ronne. Hello, Kelsey here. I would love to know if my guides have a message for me. Also curious from Lady O about navigating nausea and headaches when in spiritually active spaces.
Yeah. The message for you, Kelsey, is about paying attention to your diet. Paying attention to your diet. Look, everybody can say that diet advice is just eat more natural, organic things. Yes, yes, yes. Of course, I agree with those things also. But sometimes I get specific messages about what a person should be putting into their body. It's always usually something that's traditionally healthy, though sometimes I tell people have some chocolate, have a bowl of cereal now and again, order that pizza you want. Right? That is also a message. So anything I say is not intended as medical advice because YouTube. Okay.
Okay.
This is about get my didgeridoo. Should I blow the didgeridoo? I'm not good at it yet, though. Okay.
That was a crazy little moment right there.
I'm tuning into what her body. I'm tuning into what I'm feeling for the body for her. I'm getting back to basics with juicing carrot with parsley in it. Please look up the benefits of what parsley does for you. But I'm getting that's the juice. It's always good to put an apple in there if you can, with the seeds and all. By the way, juice the apple with the stems, with the seed. The life force is in there. I'm channeling the juice man right now.
Yes.
My eyebrows are about to grow 3 times their size. That's what happens when I channel him. Jay Cordich, the juice man. Can I tell you about one of my favorite moments? If you don't know who the juice man is, my Gen Zers out there, look him up. You will. He was 73 years old. Came on at 2 a.m. in the morning, selling his juicer. If it wasn't for the juice man, half the country wouldn't even be juicing if it wasn't for Jay Cordich, Kordich. Is that nodding yes that you know this?
I am.
Oh, right, you're married to me. I forgot you know this. Okay, so Jay Cordich was a beast. He did not have any of his jawbone removed, but he also beat his cancer through juicing. He was 73 when he first started putting his infomercial out. You guys are like, how do I launch my healing business? Jay Kordich got his first infomercial at 73. My man lived till like 93. Okay? I was friends with him on Facebook. I didn't just follow him, I was friends with him. How do I know? Because he once commented on a comment I made and mentioned my name.
Wow.
And let me tell you something, that was one of the most exciting days of my life. Yeah. That he wrote, well, Riz, and I just froze. I was like, the juice man said my name. The juice man said my name. Do you remember when I told you? I screamed it from the other room. Yeah. Okay. I have the screenshot somewhere. I'll put it on the community page because you're all so interested in that moment. Okay. So that's the juice that I'm talking about. Get on that. I am also getting pay attention to your feet. Kelsey? Was her name Kelsey?
I think so.
Okay. Reflexology, pressing the nerves. I'm getting more in digestion, paying attention to that. So all the things that are associated with that. I think she had a part 2 to her question.
She
which
does.
Was
and then
the
after her, there's another empath question. So you might as well get on your phone right now. So here's...
What do you think I'm doing on my phone?
Who knows?
Pictures of
Going on Instagram. So anyway...
Well,
okay,
sometimes
so
it vibrates,
Kelsey,
so I look.
She wants to know...
What if it's one of the kids?
About navigating nausea and headaches when in spiritually active places. I'm going to give you some advice that I would not have said as a young empath who was just starting out as a spiritual teacher, shaman, many years ago. I would have said, run for your life. I do not say that anymore. This is an opportunity. When you're in situations where you get nausea and headache, it's because you're feeling the vortexes of everybody in their creative fields, their energetic fields. And so take this as an opportunity. Take this as a moment that you will get to ride the roller coaster. Because being a very sensitive empath, and if you're in the healing arts, you're going to start to get comfortable and used to feeling a lot of energy. And you have to understand, it's like building a muscle. You're going to have to learn how to use this ability. So you might as well start practicing. So when you're in these situations, instead of getting scared, shutting down, and running away, like I did for many years, you actually can start the process of walking head held high and taking it all in with humor. And you start to say things like, okay, this is really wild. I feel everybody's energy. Oh, look, I'm standing next to someone or standing in front of someone and I can see what they're feeling and feel what they're feeling. And it's all like very visceral. So you're going to have to start learning this sense of humor. The thing that has saved me as an empath is my sense of humor, and the humor is going to save you. You have to have a sense of humor. Riz does not think I have a sense of humor, and he wants to make a joke about that right now, but I'm not going to let him.
Funny thing about your sense of humor.
Anyway, we're going to go on to the next question. This is a little bit more serious, but Debbie, if I, as an empath, go into your empathic seriousness, we will both go down with the ship. So, being a mother of 5 myself, and you said, how can I protect myself as an empath from feeling my children's pain and suffering? That's a very big question. It has a very long answer. I'm going to try to shorten it. First of all, I want to say off the bat, I did not do it alone. I'm not going to even try to tell you that I navigated this area by myself. Riz helped me, Erica helped me, my guides helped me, and many conversations with them. I had to learn a lot of things about myself and life in order for me to be a pillar and to not get scared when my kids are scared. Because as an empath, you go down with them. So it's very hard for us, okay? And we're feeling all the emotions, and plus we're connected to them, so it is just not a good situation. So how would I say it now, looking back, because my kids are between the ages of 18 to 31. So I have 4 girls and a boy. So at this point, I have pretty much experienced every single possible kind of pain and suffering that a person can endure, including divorcing their fathers, 2 fathers. So how would I say this? Okay, here's the 2 things that worked the best for them. They liked that I was neutral and didn't take sides or didn't show any extreme behavior. So migraines and side effects like heart palpitations and stuff come with thoughts that are extreme. Keep in mind, all of you out there that have migraines all the time, Number 1, check your hormones always, because it could be hormone fluctuations. Number 2, check your dehydration. If it's none of those two, then you go into your extreme thinking or extreme behaviors, because sometimes that raises your blood pressure, just your dramatic thoughts. And also check your blood pressure. So those 3 things, you have to maintain that to understand why you have migraines. But that's to answer another question from somebody else earlier. 2 other people had migraine questions earlier. So as far as not getting sucked into your children's pain, I would say being neutral is really important. Number 1. Number 2, letting them know that you're sympathetic, empathetic with them. You feel what they're going through. You listen. You get it. You let them load you up with that information. You just take it because you're the parent, and you just take the information they're giving you. It's coming in strong and hot, and you just take it and feel it with them, but not go down with them. Don't sink into the fear with them, because if they don't have you as a pillar and someone to look to as a goal, like they want to become like you, they want to know how to navigate, they want to learn how to get on higher ground, they want to know how to walk on dry land. So you can't get watery and go down with them, because then they have nothing to look forward to. They have nothing to say, it's so encouraging to see how you do it, Mom. I like to be able to.
I have a question.
Yes.
What about when the children blame the parent for past experiences, whatever it may be, what do you do? Because you also hold guilt, is what I want to say. Is sometimes a parent also holds guilt because, they're coming into their awakening maybe later on.
Which is
now,
the case for me.
Yes, and maybe for this person who's asking you this question.
Yes.
What do you say about guilt? Can you talk about that?
You have to have a very big perspective, and you have to pull yourself way, way back, and you have to look and see that, your children have a right to their feelings and emotions just like you do. And if you are a healer or you are having your awakening, you also have to understand that they're having an experience with you based on your behavior, based on you being unawakened and unconscious, quote unquote, to becoming awakened and trying to straighten everything out and help everybody, but they still have memories of you when you were not awakened and what happens during that time. And so there's a responsibility you have to be able to hear it, and you have to be able to get what the kids are saying to you. You can't slough it off. I tried to in the beginning. I would say, let me explain. I'm going to try to tell you what I was experiencing. And they're like, we don't care at all what you were experiencing. Right. We want you to know what we were experiencing. And I had to start to get that the only way I was going to teach my children and get out of guilt was I had to walk the walk. And I had to show them by example how to feel happier, be happier, live happier. And the more they saw me do that, the more they saw me successful, doing my own thing, enjoying my life, really being what I say that I am. That's when they started sniffing around, and they started to go, okay, so she's not, this is not all talk. She actually is doing what she's talking about. So as far as the guilt, I think as souls, we come together and agree to this, these conversations and this life together. We agree for the learning experiences that each one of us are going to have. We're having reincarnation all the time, so we don't know. Like, my children could have been my parents, and I could have been their child, or brother, sister, friend, whatever, enemies. So you don't know what kind of karma you're working out. I could tell with my 5 kids who I have karma with and who I don't. Super clear to me. The ones that I have karma with, it is uphill like every day. It's straight uphill. And it's a lot of working out how to communicate, how to surrender, how to find love and peace and harmony with this person. Also, the thing that is important that I learned the hard way is not to dump your new spiritual life on them because you're so excited and you want them to get it. The problem with that was it was overwhelming because they don't have the life experience, so they didn't really know how to perceive or understand what you were saying. Right. And even though you're so happy and excited and want to share it all with them, they're like, that's cool, but I don't really know what you're talking about, because they have not gone through the stuff that we have to go through.
It's such a process, right? Especially if you have more than one kid, and then one kid is like, really gets what you're doing,
Yes.
and the other kid's like, "Oh, please," and then the
Yes.
other kid is like, "Maybe,"
And
and then
we have that
I
too.
mean,
That's
it is years.
Yes.
Do not wait.
Yes.
For their approval on what you are doing, because hello, at this point, let's squeeze some lemon into this greasy dishwater, right? And just go, okay, we need to clear some things up here. I'm not your God. Don't make me your God. Your God is either love and peace in your own heart for yourself, or it is not. I mean, depending on how old the kids are. I'm not going to say that to a 5-year-old. I'm talking about you're over 15. We're going to have that conversation, because at some point you have to drop in, as we all do, that our path is with these parents that we either accept or reject, and everything that we live with inside of ourselves that either is going to destroy us or is going to make us into more peaceful people, right? So this is super important. I mean,
I don't know one person on the planet that we've ever spoken to, and we've spoken to thousands of people, that have ever said, my parents did everything perfect.
yeah, exactly.
They did everything exactly
The way I wanted.
Exactly the way I wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, one time I saw a documentary of Richard Branson, his biopic.
His parents might have done it perfectly, right?
I think so. If you go back and watch that show, oh my God, it was picturesque.
He was like describing
almost.
a storybook upbringing.
It's not accurate
Right,
all the way.
right.
I don't know.
I'm sure that he has
so
some
the
things.
point is that there's no parents who are ever going to do it right. Every generation is learning more than the next.
Right.
And so, you know, we're just doing our best. We're all just doing our best. So what I had to do is I had to learn to, first of all, I want to say one last thing. You have to take your kids very seriously, of course, always, right? But there's a part of you that has to be very sensitive to understand when not to take them too seriously, because they're still young. So they're still throwing the spaghetti at the wall to see if it's going to stick. And they don't know yet exactly what their words are creating. They don't know yet how powerful their language is. They don't know that their words create their reality.
It's such a journey, right?
It's
when you
such a
grow
journey.
Up,
So
when you get
as a
older and you
parent,
realize some of the
you
things that
have
you
to-
said when you were younger, that you look back and you're like, I cannot believe I actually said that to my mom and dad. I cannot believe I said that out loud to anyone in the room. Crazy.
Yeah.
But we send you a lot of love, and hopefully, I think what you said was incredible.
Thank you.
And very, very important. Any spirit shout-outs, Erica?
No, not.
Well, I got a couple, and I'd like to share them. But well, you know what? Let's do a question. Let's do like a couple of questions before I get to the spirit shout-outs.
Oh, look, we did color coordinating again. They just pointed out. We did yin yang. We didn't even
Oh,
Again.
You know, I didn't notice because I had the jacket
yeah.
on.
Yes.
You're wearing a black skirt. You're wearing black and white, and I'm wearing it in reverse.
Yes.
See, that's how yin and yang
Erica,
works.
you were fanning yourself. Are you hot?
Yes, but
I think she does that for attention.
I just wanted you to look at me.
She said, "I just wanted you to look at me." Yes. Okay. We're gonna look at you. There we go.
Thank you.
Okay. Now you're good now. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go into the readings.
Okay. Next reading is for Robin James. Robin James, RN. What spirit guide is most active in my present journey?
What I always like to feel the the phrasing of the question. So you're just surrounded by dolphins. This is dolphin spirit energy, and very, very, very magical, psychic almost. Oh, okay, yeah. So it is about working on your own psychic abilities. It's more than just empathic. It is like you. Yeah, you do have some psychic energy in you, Robin. I would develop it if I were you, if you want. This will be great for you. Also, I see that in your house, especially in the bedroom, you should have I would get a piece of driftwood, like a big piece of driftwood. I would put it like on as a decorative piece on the dresser or something, or hang some like kind of marine things in, or put in your bedroom. This is where you would be doing your psychic practice. Very, very good. Also, I'm holding a crystal right now. Of course, always having crystals in your space. Labradorite, selenite. I personally love smoky quartz. That's personally my favorite crystal of all. Okay. As far as spirit guides working with you, besides the spirit animals of the dolphins, I'm asking? What is that name?
Are you asking me a question?
No, I'm hearing a name. I'm just
Okay.
getting, it just kind of was like, so I'll spell the name for you. It's just Tira. I would say Tira. What's an interesting name? Tira is the name. I don't know what that means in another language, but that's the name. Okay. She's your guide that's working with you on
She's saying something to you
finances.
about what you're talking
okay,
about.
thank you.
She said there's a driftwood light fixture piece over my bathroom sink.
Okay. Wow, interesting. Get a piece of driftwood for your bedroom, though. Okay.
Somebody
Keep go-
wants to know, why is smoky quartz your favorite crystal, Riz?
So when I look into smoky quartz, it's almost like the smokiness is creating visual imagery for me. Almost like when in some of the movies when you would see a clear crystal ball, and then mist would rise into the crystal ball,
Right.
and then the wizard would see something. For me, that it's like quartz with mist already inside of it. So that's why I like it. Thank you for asking.
Okay,
Next
great.
questions.
They want more bell ringing
Oh, more bell ringing? Sorry. Wow.
because we have not been on,
All right.
on top of the bell ringing.
Okay, let's.
Okay. Anahata, how are you? Animal question.
Yes.
Our dog Calvin defended my husband from a dog attack this morning. He's got stitches and they're all a little shaken. Can you check in with them and tell the dogs everything's okay?
Everything, yes, I absolutely am sending a message right now. What I would do, if I were you, of course, always extra treats, of course, to reward them. That is so job well done to protect the family members. And it's what they do. Listen, the dogs know that they are meant to be protectors. So we always just want to, our animals get hurt and our heart breaks for them, but dogs specifically know, and animals and cats also, battling and fighting and protecting is part of their nature. Think about, cats and dogs, they don't wear clothes, they have fur. And imagine fur growing out of your skin and having claws and having teeth.
I've tried to imagine that when we're so close to our animals.
Cats are like designed like perfect killing machines, aren't
Yeah,
they? Imagine
really
if a cat was, 8 feet tall, right?
I was just feeling right now, empathically, that her dog. Do you mind if I jump in with you? Sorry,
Please.
I was just getting something on your dog. They actually feel emotions, as you guys know, but his feelings were hurt about this.
Is that what you feel?
Before he got attacked, he was hurt
yes.
that another dog
I can
would
feel it too.
consider. Like, I can cry right now. Ooh. Okay, hold on. I have to pull out of this.
Attacking. So just give them extra treats,
Oh my
extra
God.
love. Also, Anahata, I wanted to recommend jasmine flowers, bring the clearing and bring soft love energy into the house. So if you can't get jasmine flowers, it's not so easy to get those, then pure jasmine oil spray and just mix it with some spring water and just putting on the pillows and,
Even
it's
in
very
the
nice,
animal
soft.
kingdom, they deal with the same stuff that we deal with in the human kingdom.
Yes.
Because they're still dealing with, why are you like that? And why do you attack? And are you hurt? Were you traumatized as a puppy? Like, they
Yes.
look at each other and they have to deal with each other's personalities.
Well, horses especially, by the way. You
Yeah.
know that about horses. Very layered
Yeah.
beings, emotionally, horses. Okay, next. Oh, I have a spirit shout out. So there's somebody over here, someone who's passed away, who is all about Turkish coffee. They're like drinking Turkish coffee on the other side right now, and they're making a joke to me like, so can you read these Turkish coffee grounds? And I'm saying to them psychically, yes, actually I can. So, you don't even know who you're talking to. So yes, I can. But anyway, this person is your relative, older person. Thank you.
You guys, I'm going to give you a little secret about Riz. He doesn't talk too much about like his psychic abilities all the time because he's just, I don't know, it just happens naturally, I guess. But there's these little things that he does. And one of the things that you've done is I've seen you read anything and everything. You've given people's readings. I could show you a picture, a painting, a book, a pillow. I could give you anything and you can read it, and that reading becomes their reading. Do you know what I'm saying?
Can I talk about how?
Yeah, tell me how that happens.
Number one, I just dedicate my entire being to developing what it is that I do. And that's why I do readings so quickly. the way you guys are seeing it here. It's, what's behind it is 40 years. Okay, you're seeing 40. When I'm doing these readings, quote unquote, casually, there's a lot going on my side behind everything that's happening
But like
here.
tea leaves and Turkish coffee, like that's
Yeah.
really skillful. And even though you're skillful, but like one would think those are different skill sets and modalities within the psychic being.
Initially, they are, but
I think it has a lot to do with trust. I think you trust yourself as an instrument that you're going to get the message.
do you remember when? I don't actually know. We had the Olympics going on. I don't know if it's like this now, but there are athletes who compete in many different events. So they do the dash, and they do the pole vault, and they do the javelin, and they do the shot put. I consider myself that.
Right.
And that's because I'm interested in that, not because I want to be that thing. It's just that I have a natural inclination to want to be in it and dive into it. So I make
Yeah, because I noticed that you don't stay in any intimidation. Like I've seen you try new psychic things before, and I noticed it's like a gymnast who's like now going to do the floor routine, and they didn't really do the floor routine before, but they
Okay.
have the center of gravity and they understand the
Yes.
balance, right? So that's what I've seen you
good.
do is like you go into it and you're like, whoa, okay, what's this? I don't know. Do I know how to do this? And then because you already are coming from such a mechanical, intuitive place, you immediately know how to like navigate these new waters.
I know the
And
the
that's how you
mechanics.
can expand,
right,
you
that's
guys,
what you mean by
on your
mechanical.
psychic abilities.
When she says mechanical, she means I understand the mechanics
Yes.
of psychic awareness.
Yes.
So I remember when this during lockdown. I remember there was one night where and Erica, you were there, and I think Alex was there too, our eldest girl, and I said, I want you guys to pick up a magazine or a book, and just tell me the page number.
Right.
So I
Yes.
said, I'm getting like, just tell me the page
Yes.
number. So they picked up magazines and
Yes,
books.
That's yeah.
And I said, I just want to scan the page. And I said either a few words,
Right.
or I said, is it talking about this thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was something
Yeah.
that I came up with, an exercise to stretch myself.
Well, let's go into this exercise a little bit. For those of you who want to stretch your psychic abilities, you can sit across from a friend and you take a book or a magazine and or you can even go on Google Images and have them just look up, or find an image that has like a composition of any kind, and have them focus on that and study it. And then you stand over, you can't see it and you're on the other side, and you just start saying what comes to mind. Like I did it myself, and my score was like kind of crazy. Sometimes I was super accurate, sometimes I was off. But you would get things like, I see a lot of squares, or there's a lot of water energy, or I see a lot of blue, or I see polka dots, or the mood is very cold. Like you would say things like this, and then you'd be really shocked when they turn around and show you
that there's something related
There's
to
something
that.
related
Sometimes
to
you're
that.
right on point.
That's really good.
These exercises are very, very important. I got a spirit shout out as you were saying that. Okay. Anyway, let's see about the Turkish coffee thing. So there is, what a knight looks like on the chess set? It looks like a horse's head, right? Do one of you guys have a statue of that? Like the chess piece, but it's bigger? Or if it's not bigger, like you have it on a pendant, this symbol is coming up from someone on the other side for you. Okay.
Okay.
Question.
Next one. Okay, so there's a mediumship and an empath question, because I told everybody to start asking empath questions. So
Okay.
do you want to go? Are you still on a roll?
Let's do a few psychic questions.
Okay.
And then,
I'm the name is spelled Khayla.
Okay.
Kayla.
Uh-huh.
Today's my anniversary, but I didn't acknowledge it at all. I don't feel connected to my partner anymore. What does the spirit guides feel about this? Will it pass?
well, depending on do you want it to pass? And that's a straight up question. Do you want it to pass? Are you now feeling the chapter is done, right? Well, certainly a chapter is done. If you're just asking me a psychic question, because I don't really give advice. If I'm working with someone as a shaman, I'm explaining to them how they've created their reality energy-wise and how they can shift it, and what is a part of them that they have to reverse the trauma, and how to find the gift wrapped within that trauma. That's, as a shaman, that's what I do. So it's not advice that I'm giving here. I think you could get advice from a friend, or you can get advice from an article. So when I'm tapping into what you're saying, I do see a chapter. Actually, this is, for some reason, I'm going all the way back to February with you. I actually feel this chapter really ended then, and you've just been on the last page of this particular chapter, not turning it. So this is the time for you to turn that chapter. Now, here's the thing. The chapter is not something that's pre-written right now with you, Kayla. This is about you writing this next chapter. So Spirit places in your hand a pen. Spirit places in your hand a pen. And you'll then begin to write this chapter. You do not have to write down what the other person or persons are going to do. You only need to write down how you would like to expand in peace. Got it? Okay. Next question.
Somebody asked if you ever get scary spirits, you personally, or feel them, and I said maybe 20 years ago, but he smacks them down like WWF.
Body slam them. Or I run. It's one or the other.
Because I asked at the top of the hour, and I know I was talking to everybody, I asked for more empathic questions than usual, so that's why there's more. So I have a couple here.
Can I do one more psychic question? Because I feel there's some messages coming through.
Okay, so let me see. Okay.
No one about that road
Portia.
that I said?
Yes, actually, there's a horsehead person, but what we were trying to find out.
No to the road.
No to the road.
There was a horsehead person, that they do have a horsehead, but we wanted to know if anybody had crossed over on their side, right?
Yeah,
you asked that question?
A question, and I'm trying.
Okay, so we're just finding out.
I'd like to know, where is that horsehead in their house?
Yes, it's a statue with a horse head.
Yes, that's the person I'm supposed to give a message to.
Do you have a message for
What's the
them?
person's name?
Lisa Ford. They do have a grandmother on the other side.
It wasn't a female energy, it was a male energy, but I don't know who that is, but Lisa. So that horse head statue, I'd love to know if there's any special significance to this actual statue. That's what I'm going in. It's not symbolic. It's more about the actual statue. Where was she? Was there a reason why she purchased it? Where did it come from if she didn't purchase it? But I do have this to say to you, Lisa, is that there's some wonderful adventures ahead for you. I feel like this is a time where you're really exploring and letting yourself treat yourself. This is a time to treat yourself, okay? Treat yourself and enjoy, explore, receive. And, we've been talking a lot about crystals today. I feel like you're going to be getting some really, really good crystals soon.
So she's saying some things.
Okay, what is she saying?
She's saying, my father and 3 brothers are dead.
Thank you.
I moved the horse head, and it was one of the few things that I took.
Thank you. That's why I said it was male energy. It's your dad. And you lost your 3 brothers. Well, they're all here. The 3 horsemen? Is the 3 horsemen something scary?
Yeah.
Okay, the 3 horsemen. Well, they're not the 3 horsemen of the apocalypse. They're the 3 horsemen of love. Let's turn it around. But I think they saw you doing that. And of course, they're with you. Of course, they love you. And I think that right now, they see you more clearly than they ever saw you, even when you were alive. The middle brother, she said 3 brothers passed?
Her father and 3 of her brothers.
The middle one, the one of the brothers that you would consider the middle one, he's the most active spiritually around you. And actually is the one kind of leading this message of they want to shower you with love from the other side. Okay.
So we have Portia from Eswatini, Africa. Any messages from my guides about my finances? I've been so stressed since my husband passed.
I can imagine that. I mean, you said it clearly, of course. I'm looking into time-wise when this will shift, because of course it will shift for the better, but I'm looking into when... That's actually that's very soon. December is where I see, in terms of time, when I see this shifting. Is there any money in the property? I'm getting to talk about property. But December is the timeline. So sorry for your loss. But I do look and see where I see things shifting. December is not too far away. Sometimes I tell people 2-3 years, my friend. I'm not saying that. I'm literally saying for some reason December I see some things being straightened out financially. But yes, you will be all right. But all right is different for many different kinds of people. You tell a multimillionaire they're going to be all right. They're like, oh, okay, I can survive on a few million.
Right.
And other people you tell, and it'll be, I can survive on a few hundred. What does all right mean? All right means that I see a roof over your head. I see you comfortable. I don't see you struggling. That's what I see in terms of all right. But I see it after December. Okay.
Okay.
By the way, he's putting your husband is, I just want to say something from your husband. He's putting a big heart around the month of March. Is this a birthday or anniversary for you? But big, regarding someone, but it is big love there. And does somebody have a nickname, by the way, around you guys that's something like Lulu? I'm curious. Because I'm hearing that name around. Also, he loves when you wear necklaces. And the bracelet. Do you have turquoise? Do you wear turquoise? He's showing me turquoise. I know I'm asking you questions, but I want to know. All right.
Okay, so she sent the picture of the jaw.
Okay.
There's the picture. Now, we're not seeing anything but just the grandfather, and you can see where he did remove the jaw.
Oh, can you expand that a little bit more?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did have something on his jaw.
No, right here. Do you see?
Yeah, I see that. I see it looks like something was done. Oh, the bone is missing.
Do you see how the bone is missing?
Yeah,
right here?
that's in Hungary?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I really feel that.
Powerful.
Whew.
All right.
Okay.
It's not too long ago. It's color picture.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is from TSHEPO, Tishepo. And then after this one, I can take an empath question.
Please, of course. Man.
Okay. Hello, Lady O and Riz. My name is Tishepo. Any messages from my guides? I feel energy on top of my head, burning feet, involuntary stiffness of my jaws, and a change from baritone to countertenor voice.
Countertenor voice? Oh, interesting. You know, that's a very technical term. I never even heard of that term, countertenor. I wanted to talk about the chakra of the crown chakra. That immediately got my attention. Very, very powerful shift going on here. What is the question, though?
She wants to know what is those sensations that she's having. Is there anything like, I guess it would be like health related, or is this actually spiritual? The countertenors primarily use their falsetto register.
Well, my friend, look, this is the energy that some people feel before channeling.
Yes. Woohoo.
So what I suggest to you is watch some good videos of, if there are any out there, about how to channel. Try to find them. Meditation. I recommend this wonderful gentleman all the time. His name is Jason Stevenson. I love his channel. I love his sleep meditations. He has a really nice kind of Australian accent. He speaks very calmly. I very much enjoy him. I've recommended him to all my students and clients over the years, for over 10 years. But if you go to his channel, you will see hundreds of videos. I tell people, even if you're an expert meditator or you're terrible at it, at night, put it on your phone, plug in the headphones, your earbuds, close your eyes and just listen. Pick a different meditation each night. And this is to calm your nervous system. He's very good at that. And literally, you could do a different meditation every night for like 3 months. He has so many of them. So try that on. Learning how to channel is it's a lifelong experience, of learning. So don't think that you're just going to get it. You're dedicating your life to this experience. Okay. So so we were going to do my yes, you got it.
empath question. Okay, so this is for Kaylee So there's two Kayleys, but this one is about, her last name is Rianne, Rianne, or that's a middle name. Lady O, can you share ways for empaths who work 40 plus hours a week to stay grounded, rested throughout their day to avoid feeling completely drained by the end of the week? Well, Kaylee, first of all, there is thousands of videos on this topic online across the board on how to rejuvenate the body physically. So without me going into that part, I would just suggest you look at that on your own because there's so much information there, but I'm tuning into something else and I'm going to talk about something else. But just keep in mind, there are ways that you can manage and balance your energies as far as technically like what you eat and drink, what goes into your body and how you sleep. There's so much information. But what I'm actually getting for you intuitively is you need something that you are passionate about that's outside of work. You need something that's exciting to you, that you look forward to, that you can come home and work on. Because right now what's happening is you're in the rut, you're in the spin, where it's just like a drain. It's like water going down a drain and you're not getting anything out of it. What you're putting out, you're not getting anything back. So you're not feeling empowered by what you're doing. So you have to actually start to have things outside of your work that you love to do, that's your own thing. Whether you find a way to carve out some time on the weekend or do something where you can take a class, maybe a dance class, or do something, music, take voice lessons, have an outside activity that's worth fighting for. Because that's going to tell you that you're not wasting your life just clocking in and clocking out, that you're actually still building yourself and empowering yourself and growing yourself and expanding yourself by doing things that feel good to you so you can feed yourself spiritually and soulfully and energetically and emotionally. So you have to give back to yourself. Otherwise, you're going to feel completely drained, completely wiped out, like a shell of a human being. You're not a workhorse. You didn't come here to like be a bricklayer. You're not here to just move dirt around from one side of the earth to the other, so to speak. That's not why you're on the planet. You're on the planet to grow and to learn. At the end of the day, you may or may not need to change professions at some point or change the job requirements or job title that you have to give you less hours or do something different, because it is very, very hard to work that many hours all the time for decades, because it does feel like you're not really living. And it feels like, what's the point? You're just here to keep the rent paid, roof over your head, and food on the table. And then that was your legacy. So like when you leave this planet, your tombstone is, she paid the rent and she paid her bills. Ooh. So check that life off the map and let's start again. And you're going to come back and try it again. So you don't want to do that. That's why I'm very serious about this topic. I'm very serious because this is, a lot of people can fall into the black hole here. And this is where you lose yourself and you can't find yourself and you don't know who you are anymore. So you're going to have to, and if you can't take any classes outside the house, there are things online that you can do. There's games you can play. You can get involved with the gaming community if you like to play games and put on VR headsets that are very healing, by the way. You guys don't even know what VR headsets can do for you.
Virtual reality?
You guys don't understand. It's like the brain it's like REM. It takes a break and a rest. It's like
people think that like
state.
VR games are just like you're shooting things. That's not all that is happening in those games. There are VR games that you're literally sitting on the floor of a forest, and while you have the headset on, you're looking around, and tall trees are going up, and there's owls hooting, and there's a full moon rising, and that's the entire thing. These are immersive experiences. I think that I had made a prediction about this, that VR, every home in the future is going to have a VR room, and that there are going to be classes. Like you will do medical school. Imagine this, you have a VR room, 50 years, 100 years from now, and these students are going to the room in the house where they put the VR headset on, there's no wires, and suddenly they are in a classroom with 15 other students. They can see the students, and the teacher is there, and they're inside the valves of the heart. They are inside the human body.
So what you're trying to say, because that's already existing right now. So what you're trying to say is in 50 years that they can actually manipulate the actual material Because right now what you described is already exists.
No, what I'm saying is that they don't have where you can have 15 people inside the body with you.
In the metaverse, you can.
No, the metaverse is awful. I'm talking about actual, realistic graphics. The metaverse is like stick figures. It's terrible.
It's sort of like a what's that called? It starts with an A. It's not ambient room. What is that room where you can kind of see the furniture? You see the furniture and you see the people in real time. Augmented reality. That's what it's called.
Augmented reality is like it layers on top of what you're seeing in the room right now. So this is where universities are going to be.
Yeah.
You're not going to need a physical university.
They're doing that. So what you're talking about is they're going to be manipulating, like, they're going to be doing surgeries and they'll be like together.
They could. Who knows what they could do?
Yeah.
But anyway, I highly recommend gifting yourself that this Christmas or whenever. VR headsets are amazing, what you can experience. And it can definitely change your actual, your brain waves into a calmer state.
So let me give you guys an example. So you can do this just with a simple VR set in your living room, sitting on your carpeting and just do it. And you're like transported to different places around the world or in space, and you could experience things. But you can even go really advanced. You could actually go into those you can create like a little station where you have a moving floor, you have a chair that holds you up.
So I've seen
you have harnesses that hold you and give you sensations, and you also have they have sensories where they blow like different fragrances. So there's all sorts of like very high level if you want to take it all the way. But the reason why VR is important, you guys, is because when you do this day-to-day life, every single day routine, it's not good for your brain. Your brain has to start laying down more layers and more grooves. And if you still have the same patterns, same conversations, same thoughts every day, same, you take the same road home, you eat the same food, you go to the same restaurant, you go to the same market, blah, blah, blah. Everything is the same. Your mind doesn't get to expand. It's harder for you to have a spiritual awakening, harder for you to advance and expand your mind if you are in a routine.
And it's holistic,
life.
Guys. We're not saying don't go into nature. What I'm saying is that you do need new experiences that stimulate it and
if you're stuck
promote,
at home or it's too hot or something.
So this also helps with neuroplasticity, I mean the list is endless. Let's do some more psychic readings. Any psychic spirit shout outs, Erica?
No, not yet.
Well, I want to tell you guys.
I'll take a couple of questions.
Yeah, I want to tell you that it's almost 9:00, and the thing is, we need our time. And the thing is, I like that when you do that to your mouth.
What am I doing with my mouth?
He's like, oh.
Being speechless? Okay, go ahead. What is it?
Guess what? You didn't mention or talk at all, and usually we do every single episode. We try to bring up at least one or two retreats that we have an opening for, because our retreats fill up really fast.
Do we have any openings?
And so sometimes there's one or two. So let me see if Erica might know.
Okay, so we have openings for Sedona and Shasta in 2025.
So spring?
Yes, spring.
Mount Shasta retreat, which is our incredible vortex Lemurian retreat. Mount Shasta it exists on its own cosmic plane. It's just here on Earth as an anomaly. I mean, it's incredible, the energy at Mount Shasta. And we lead a weekend retreat there where I'll be channeling the entire weekend. We'll be doing crystal activation, sound healing, and shamanic medicine journeying. Of course, Lemurian portal activation and channeling Saint Germain there. Then Mount Sedona, which we do 3 or 4 times a year. That's happening again. That's, I believe, the spring equinox, Sedona. And that is 3.5 days in Sedona, Arizona. Sedona itself is a vortex. People talk about the vortexes in Sedona. Sedona, the entirety of Sedona is a vortex. We're talking about there's so much quartz in that land. On top of it, then you have the iron elements in the rock. So you have quartz and the magnetic energy of the iron. Are you kidding me? The whole place is just lit. But when you go there, you drop down deep into your root chakra, and it just opens the channel and pathways through the meditation, the breath work, the sound healing, the medicine journeying, and we go out into the red rocks. I take you to the ancient cliff dwellings of the Sinagua tribe, and we show you the petroglyphs that are there and how they lived in the cliffs. So there's a lot that goes on there. I take you to some very powerful sites there. So if you're interested in that, and how could you not be interested in that, you must see Sedona. And of course you have to do it with us. If you'd like info on that, and a special for all of you guys who watch us live. This is for the live people only. If you're watching and you want to join us for those retreats, you get a little discount for watching the live. So just drop your interest request to Erica in the chat and she will reach out to you. By the way, do you know we have space for the Pyramid Retreat in November? We actually have a couple of spots that opened up. So next November, and that is not far off because within literally like next week, those spots will be filled. So we take you for a week-long excursion into the ancient mysteries of Egypt, the pyramids, the Sphinx, the Nile, Luxor, Valley of the Kings, and the list goes on.
We also have Goa.
Oh, how did I forget India?
Yeah.
I will take you. Oriah and I are doing a yoga wellness meditation retreat on the shores of beautiful Goa in South India. Goa actually was the original Portuguese. The Portuguese came into India. A little side note, because people talk about how spicy Indian food is. Actually, Indian food in the old ancient days was not spicy. It was the Portuguese who brought the red chili into India. Can you believe that?
That's where you like that.
Huh?
Never mind.
Okay. The chili pepper was brought into India by the Portuguese. Anyway, so Goa is where you will find a lot of that culture. Oh my God, the food is so good. Goan shrimp coconut curry. Oh my God, king prawn curry. Oh, my mouth is watering thinking about it. So come with us. India is a place that you always should do with people who have been there. This is not a tour of India. It's not the Taj Mahal. It's not the deserts of Rajasthan. It's not the Himalayas. This is the entire week is in Goa, India, on the beach.
Did you mention that December
January
2025 is going to be our last international?
Yeah, 2025, guys, is the last year of international retreats with our company, Sacred Earth Retreats.
We've been doing it for almost
15 years of leading international retreats. So these are the last ones, guys. These are the last retreats going overseas. It's just going to be domestic after next year.
It's not because we're tired. It's because we have bigger projects coming.
Yeah, we have
we'll
some.
take our time.
Yes, we have some television projects, and we have some documentary projects, and when it's all good. Okay.
So, I do have another question for you.
I'm going to take two more.
Okay, so we have Dolly, and let me see where she went. Here.
Salvador?
No, Dolly.
Oh, Dolly. Like Dolly Wood.
Do you have her? I saw her and I lost her.
Let me see if I can find her.
I know she wanted a message from her her husband who crossed. So let me see if I could pull her up. I don't know why it got bumped. But I know I wanted to get to that one.
Dolly, if you would write your question again. Oh, you got it? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, Riz and Lady O and everyone in the chat. My name is Dolly, and I would love to hear a message from my late husband, Have, but with an X, Xave. He died in 2016. Thank you.
Okay. Have passed in 2016, and her name is Dolly. I'm putting it out there. Let's hear the second question. Another question while I'm connecting.
Yeah, another question. Yes, there's other questions. Okay, so let me see. You did that one. You did that one. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so this is from Kaylee. I just have a fun little question. She says, I'm planning on getting a kitten soon. Are you able to tune in and see what type of cat, I guess, and also soul connection we will have, or just any fun facts about this new kitty?
I love that. This cat is black and white. Black and white. I feel he's a male black and white cat. And he's not necessarily a kitten. He's a little bit older than a kitten, but he's not an adult cat. So what would that be? Maybe 9 months? Not more than a year old. Less than a year. And he's waiting for you. For sure. He's going to be your best friend. And he's a cat that is one of those cats that doesn't mind going in the cat carrier or doesn't mind riding in the car. You ever see those cats? Those are very rare, those cats.
The orange cats can do all those activities.
You're actually empathing something. You can also get a male orange cat, but I see a black and white one. If you don't see the black and white one, get the orange one. Okay, back to Dolly. Thank you, Dolly. So, Dolly, one of the messages I'm getting is that he's touching your ear. He likes to pull on your ear a little bit. I don't know if you did that in real life, but like in spirit, he'll pull on that. The other thing is, in the bedroom area, if you're laying in the bed, all the way on the right side, I don't mean in the bed, I mean on the right side wall. Is there something that pertains to him over there? Because he's showing me that. The other thing that he's also showing to me is, by the way, there seems to be a brother on the other side with him, and if it's not a brother who's there, then it's a very close friend of his. But yes. There's also someone who smokes something very strong. It's either a cigar or was very into cigarettes. There's another person there. But I smell it. I don't know if this is your husband or the friend, but that's there. He says you did something with his shoes. Did you collect all his shoes and put them somewhere? He's laughing about that. Like you could have just thrown them away. Okay. There's another name that I need to mention. It's something like Ellie or Ellen or Elena. This name. Do you know who this is? And this month has a heart around. We're in August now, so in the month of August, he's putting a heart around this month.
She said, yes, it's his brother.
That's his brother. Thank you. He's with his brother. He's also showing me these beautiful, the stone, the rubies, those jewels, that kind of color. I don't know if you have any rubies in any of your jewelry, but that color always represents to me such great love. And for taking care of him. He's sorry if he ever raised his voice to you. He always wanted to speak very gently to you. Buy yourself flowers. Buy flowers for yourself from him. I think you did something with your hair is different now, because he's saying, I like your hair now.
My cousin Elaine.
Elaine, thank you. I'm not done. The care that you took with his clothes. I think he's talking about when he was alive, actually. Did you actually iron his clothes for him?
August 15th was the first time that they met.
Thank you. Heart around the month, August. August 15th is the first time they met. Thank you. But he's talking about the care that you took with his clothes. I feel this was when he was alive, the care that you took. Also, this is a funny message for you. Dolly is her name, right?
Yes.
Dolly, he's telling you to get all new towels. Do you have an obsession with towels or something? He's talking about getting...
Or maybe they're old.
I don't know what it is. Yeah, he's like, get new towels. I don't know whether... When you say get new towels, it could mean...
Like the old
she
towels
needs
are old.
get rid of the towels, or it means like she's always getting new towels. Anyway, he's saying that. He loves you, obviously, totally in love with you, not how awesome I'm being corrected. By the way, was there a joke about always leaving the door open? Like, someone didn't, like, was it the refrigerator door or the front door was unlocked? Hey, close it. Or are you forgetting to close the doors?
She said Elaine's daughter passed away yesterday.
Elaine's daughter passed away yesterday. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's why he's mentioning that name. Okay, so they have her. They met her on the other side. They're sending love to her. Got it? They're sending love to her. That's why he mentioned that. So sorry to hear that. Those are all the messages I have for you right now. So much love to you. I think that was the perfect way to end the messages tonight.
Wow. Yeah. Somebody mentioned that Krishna's birthday is August 26th.
Whose birthday?
Krishna. And I looked it up. So Krishna's birthday, known as
Janmashtami.
Is celebrated according to the Hindu lunar calendar. It typically falls in the month of August.
That's why interesting. This year it must fall on August 26th.
Sometimes it's in September, it says.
Sometimes it's been earlier than August 26th. See, my birthday is August 20th.
Right.
And I remember one time, maybe 20 years ago or something, Janmashtami landed on my birthday. And I was so happy that I had the Krishna love on my birthday. That's so cool. Is it an Indian person who?
I don't know.
Okay.
I also put in a little request. If you have any pets tonight that are watching, some people send us pictures of their pets watching us.
Yeah.
Send us a picture of your pets watching us, and we'll put it on the community board. Yeah. We'll make a little montage, a little collection. I think that's really cool. Each one of our shows are different. Each one has a different vibe. We never know what's going to happen. We never know what the feeling is going to be and what everybody's going to get. And we're just as interested as you guys are. So we just go for the ride with you. So we hope that today you got some more information that you needed in certain areas to help you to lighten your load, free your spirit, free your mind, open your mind, and to relieve more stress, because that's the whole point.
And it's all about being in that magic, everyone. Magic is not stuff that you just find out in the open all the time. You do find magic that is clearly magic. People smiling, little kids playing, the trees, a beautiful sunny day, a beautiful rainy day. But the magic that is hidden in all situations. And that is why we say, do all that you can to still your mind, open your third eye, balance your chakras, learn how to breathe again, go back to the basics so that you understand that you are a psychic being, you have spirit guides, you have ancestors. You don't only have ancestors from this lifetime, man. You got ancestors from past lifetimes. So we're not even talking about your grandma's grandma with the skin color or ethnicity or background that you are now, but in other lifetimes, guess what? You weren't the skin color, gender, ethnicity, background that you are now, and you had a grandma from those past lives. So what about her? She's your ancestor too.
Isn't that crazy?
Isn't that insane? Nobody ever thinks about that.
Right.
I think about those things, so I want to share that with you guys. So you have a week ahead of you to discover a little bit of magic in even the most unexpected places, sometimes even in a painful, troublesome situation. There's magic happening.
Because it's for you.
Yeah, don't get carried away with the drama of like, I don't want this to happen. Why don't you take a breath and say, I know the universe has some magic in this that is here to shift some energy. So
and
please.
If you don't fight what's happening in front of you, you loosen and keep the energy fields light and airy so that the thing that you really want can come towards you. If you're upset or anxious or have heavy emotions, you keep that thing that you want away from you because you're pushing it away with negative energy. So it's very important that you're constantly keeping your energy field nice and clean and warm. Okay, guys. Love everybody. See you next week.
Peace.
Hope you had fun. Bye.